So in the last few classes, we had studied about see this module where we focused on the 3D viewing. So this entire model, what we did, first we analyzed the methods that are employed in 3D viewing. Then after that, the pipeline that is being followed, the 3D viewing pipeline, where the most of the changes will take place in the viewing transformation, the projection transformation phase. So after that, so before that, we studied few methods also, depth viewing method, visible surface detection method. So here also the most of the transformation was taking place in this phase for the 3D thing. So after that, how this coordinates are being represented, we studied that, and also two kinds of projections. Two kinds of projection. One was the parallel projection, and the other one was a perspective projection. So and also we defined this view plane normal vector, where we took the line of sight as the z-axis, which we called it as a z view. The negative value of this z indicated if the value of that z-axis parameter zvp was less than 0, means the view plane, the view normal plane was away from us, from the line of sight, and if it was greater than 0, means it was towards the line of sight. So like that we studied. So after this, and also after this, we studied that the input vector v, where we adjusted that since the angle between the two normal vector and this input vector will not be 90-degree exactly, or they will not be perpendicular to each other. So we made some adjustments. So this was the overview till uh, this module. Like these are the things which were studied in this module. Uh, so now the next one is the coordinate the coordinate reference frame, the UVN coordinate reference frame. So here, first is we will draw the axis. We'll draw the axis. We'll take this as X view, this Y view, and Z view. So we have drawn an axis where we can represent an object with the coordinate reference system. So here first thing is, in this viewing coordinate system also we have two coordinate system. One is the left-handed viewing coordinate system, and the second one is the right-handed coordinate system. So um, so most of the time, this initially in the initial stages, the left-hand coordinates and the left-hand viewing coordinates were used in the graphic packages, where the viewing direction was in the. So initially we used the left-hand viewing coordinates, where where the viewing direction was in the positive z-axis. The viewing direction was in the positive z-axis direction. So this was the initial things which were used. So so what this system will do means, in left-hand coordinated system, if you are increasing the value of the z view, so it will be, so as you keep on increasing this value of z view, it is interpreted that as being sees it is being interpreted that the view plane is away from the, it will be away from the reference system, from like from the viewing position, as if from the line of sight you are viewing that, but as the value of the z is getting increased, so these values will be interpreted as being farther away. It is like away from the viewing position. So along this line of sight, so the positive value of z in the left-hand system, it will be viewed as the plane or the object which is moving away from the line of the system. So this was regarding the left-hand system. So after that, we have right hand viewing coordinates. We have right hand viewing coordinate systems. So this is most commonly used. The reason being why it is most commonly used, because um, here the orientation is same as here because here the orientation of this system is same as the world coordinate reference, world coordinate reference. So that's why this is the most commonly used one. So one thing is we studied about, we have two kinds of wing coordinate system: left hand wing coordinate system, right hand wing coordinate system. um, left in the left-hand coordinate system, the viewing direction is taken along the positive z-axis direction. So increasing the value of this z view, it will indicate that the object is moving far away from the line of sight, from this far away from the line of sight along the z view direction. So this is regarding this is regarding the first viewing system, the left-hand viewing system. In the right-hand viewing system, um, it is most commonly used. Why it is most commonly used? Because the direction is same, the orientation is same as the world coordinate reference frame. So in this second method, the direction, or the sorry, not the direction, the orientation. You can call it as the orientation. So they have the same orientation as the world reference frame. So that's why this is most commonly used. So what it will help means, so this kind of reference will allow the graphic packages to just deal with only one coordinate orientation. So just to deal with one coordinate orientation for both the world frame as well as the viewing references. So we know that the right hand system is most commonly used because they have the same orientation, they have the same orientation as the world coordinate reference. They have the same orientation as the world coordinate reference frame. So what this will help means, so this will help to deal with only, so this kind of method will help us to deal only with one one coordinate orientation for both the world coordinate reference frame, viewing coordinate reference frame. So because of this, this will be helpful where we are dealing with only one coordinate orientation for both the world coordinate reference frame and the viewing coordinate reference frame. So initially they started with the left hand viewing system. So after the initial development, this became the standard. This right hand viewing coordinate system, it became the standard. So most of the graphical applications, in the graphical application, these are the standards. So we will be using the right hand viewing system. So then where this left hand viewing will be used? So we know that right hand viewing coordinate system is the standard now. Then where will this left hand viewing will be used? So this will be used for representing screen coordinate. This will be used for representing the screen coordinates, and in normalization, transformation. So these are the two places where you can use the left hand coordinate viewing system. So this left-handed viewing coordinates can be used in cases where you want to represent the screen coordinates and for the normalization transformation. So these two places you can see. So now this is regarding the systems. Now this is regarding the systems, the left hand viewing coordinate, right hand viewing coordinate system. So now, um, what's next? So now we'll talk about this UVN viewing coordinate reference frame. So we know that we have a normal vector. We have a normal vector. We have a view plane normal n. We have n. So what does this n means? View plane normal. So this is view plane normal. We have, so I'll just erase this. One second. Instead of doing that, I'll just, okay. this will be my X view, Y side view, and Z view. So, so we have N. So this we have already known. So what does this N means? View plane normal. So we have N, which is view plane normal. So what this N will do means it will give us the direction for Z view axis. It will give us the direction for Z view axis. So we have the view plane normal vector N, which will give us the direction for Z view axis. So that is like along this axis. And um, we have one more vector, view up vector. This is V means view up vector. So what it will give means it will give the direction. It can be used to give the direction of Z view axis. So this we have already seen in the previous slides. So in the previous slides, you can check this N, the view plane normal, and here you can check this YW. YW means it will contain the vector V. So this already we have derived this from the previous concepts itself. We are deriving this, or we are implementing the UVN viewing coordinate reference. So we have N. We know N. So what is this N means? It's a view plane normal. It's a view plane normal. So what it will give means it can be used for getting the direction of Z view axis. And we have V. So this V, we will call it as view up vector. So this view up vector can be used to get the direction for Y view axis. So we have a view plane normal N, and we have view up vector V. So we know N can be used to get the direction of Z axis, V can be used to get the direction of Y axis. So we are left out with only one direction, that is direction along X view, the direction along X view. So we know that we have N for getting the direction of Z axis, and we have V for getting the direction along Y axis. So now we need to determine the direction for X axis. So how can we derive that? Means by using the values of N and V. By using the values of N and V, we can by using the values of this N and V, we can derive the direction of this X axis. So we have N and vector V. So by using these two vectors, we can determine a third vector. We can determine a third vector. We will call it as U. So we will call it as U. So N represents the direction for Z axis, and V represents the direction for Y axis. So using these two vectors, we can compute the direction for other axis, which is X direction. So using vector N and V, using the vector N and V, we can compute the third vector, which is represented by U. So this vector U, it is perpendicular to this vector U. It is perpendicular to both N and V. So um, the vector U will define the direction of x-axis. You can see that from this here diagram also. Here all the axes, x and y axis, are perpendicular to each other. Y and z axis are perpendicular to each other, and x and z are perpendicular. Like all these three axes are perpendicular to each other. Perpendicular in the sense 90 degree. The angle between them will be 90 degree. So we had two vectors, n and v. N for z axis, v for y axis. So by using these two vectors, n and v. So what this n and v, like when by using this vector we derived the third vector u. So this was giving us the third axis direction, the x view axis direction. So how can we derive? How can we derive this vector u? Means by taking the cross product of n and v. So we can obtain this u by taking the cross product of vector n and v. So the vector product of n and v will give us the another vector u. So this is with reference to the right hand reference frame, and also this vector product and also this vector cross product of one thing is you can obtain u by taking the cross product of v and n, and also if we have the cross product, if we have the cross product of n and u, n and u, so we will get v, we will get v. So uh, so it is the adjusted value, so this is adjusted value for v, so we can obtain this. So here v is also perpendicular to both n and u, so the v will be along the y view axis. So by using this procedure, see, by multiplying the cross product of n and v, we are able to obtain the value for u. Similarly, by multiplying by taking the cross product, the vector cross product of n and u, we are able to get the adjusted v value and the adjusted value for v. So similarly, this process. So similarly, the procedure can be repeated. Similarly, the procedure can be repeated, or this procedure can be used to obtain um, the unit axis vector. It can be used to obtain the unit axis vector for right-handed coordinate system, for right-handed weaving coordinate system. So I'll just write the formula. I'll just write the formula. Uh, so we can obtain the value of this v, u, and n. So the formula will be like the vector n. The vector n can be obtained by the unit vector n. So this is the unit vector n. So see, by using this process, we can calculate the unit vectors n, unit vector v, and unit vector u, v, n. Um, by taking this process, we can calculate it. So the unit vector n is nothing but the view plane normal n divided by the magnitude of that, which is nx ny nz. Similarly, uh, vector u, unit vector u, it is the cross product of vector u is the cross product of uh, v into n by its magnitude, which is ux, uy, uz. Similarly, u, n, no, v will be v will be v can be written as uh, the cross product of these two unit vectors, the cross product of n into n into u, which will be represented as Vx, Vy, Vz. So like this, by following this procedure for the right hand weaving system, you can obtain the UVN coordinate system. You can obtain the UVN coordinate system. So I'll just write those formulas here. N is equal to n by its magnitude, which is given by nx, ny, nz. So similarly, u is equal to view of vector into normal by its magnitude, so which is ux, uy, uz. Then v is equal to the cross product of u into n, which is vx, vy, vz. So this is um, so the coordinates which are formed by using u, v, and n are known as UVN weaving coordinate reference frame. So this is what regarding the UVN weaving coordinate reference frame. So these are the unit vectors which are formed by making use of n, u, v. So that we will call it as UVN viewing coordinate reference frame. So any doubts? Any doubts with respect to this concept? Any doubts? So this is the UVN coordinate reference frame. Any doubts? Okay. So then, one second. Then we'll proceed with the next uh, concept, generating three-dimensional viewing effect. So, um, how do how we can for a 3D object, how can we generate the viewing effects? So that is done by using this normal vector n and also this some point position p naught. So it can be like represented by x naught, y naught, z naught. So this is the world reference frame yw, xw, zw. So now, mm, how can we generate a 3D viewing effects? So the first thing is you can obtain the first thing is you can obtain different views of an object. So you can obtain different views of an object in a scene. So in this scene itself, in this scene, if you're taking this as an object, you can obtain different views of this object by varying the viewing parameter. By varying the viewing parameters, you can obtain the different what do we call different views of an object. See, the same object. So for example, we studied about an house example, right? The same object, you can check it from the front side, rear side, top side, and the left side, right hand side. So when you're checking from the different angles, different orientation, uh, the object will be different, no? So like that, the same thing. So by changing this viewing parameters, uh, you can get the different view of an object in a scene. So in if you take an example of whatever 3D object, also the CAD also. So the solid objects, so you will just check it from the front side, top side, sideways, and you will get the and you will calculate the parallel or the projections like that, like you will draw the lines based on your view, the same thing. So here, by varying the viewing parameters, you can obtain different view of an object. You can obtain different view of an object for a scene. So examples can be like from the fixed point position. So this position is fixed from the fixed point position. So this point is fixed from the fixed point position. You can change this direction of n. You can change the direction of n, um, so that you can display the objects at positions around this origin. So you can display the objects at some position around the origin. So one thing is, so first thing is you can obtain different view of an object in a scene by changing the viewing parameters. So for that, some instance can be like you can make this point P not as fixed. So this point P naught can be fixed, and then you can change the direction of n to display the object positions around this origin, to display the object position around this origin. So this is one thing. And also you can vary this n. You can also vary this n to get a multiple display, which consists of multiple views from this fixed camera position. So one thing is the P naught is fixed, and then you can change this direction of n to get the display object at the positions near the origin. The second thing is you can vary this n to create a multiple display which consists of multiple views from the fixed camera position. So like this you can simulate different viewing angles. You can simulate the different viewing angles by uh, by making several views of the scene from the same position. So from the same position itself, you can simulate different viewing angles for this object. So what you will be doing is you will be just changing the slight direction. Just you'll be changing the viewing direction with a little shift by making little changes in the viewing direction. So what you can do means you can obtain the different viewing angles, or you can get the wider viewing angles for the same scene. And also this views can be combined. So this view can be combined. The different views which are obtained can be combined to form a composite display. A composite display. So this is one way. And also you can also generate stereoscopic views by shifting the direction as well as the position point also. So you can obtain that also both by changing the direction as well as the point. So that is one more thing you can do. So usually in interactive applications, this normal vector n will be the one that will be keep on changing. So usually in the interactive applications, this normal vector n will be the one that will keep on uh, changing. So when you change this n, like the direction, when you change this direction of n, you need to change the other axis vectors also. So you know that this is represented by three. So one is vector b, u, n. So when you change this n means when you change the direction of orientation of this n, so obviously you need to change the other axis also, because we know that the angles between them are perpendicular. The angle between them, all these three are perpendicular to each other. So when you change this n, you should also make an arrangement for changing the other axis so that you will maintain the right-handed viewing coordinate system. So this is one thing. And also, and also, um, what you can do means, so you can move this camera. You can move this camera through this scene. So this you can take it as a scene. You can move this camera uh, through a scene, or you can use this camera to follow the object that is moving in the scene by by keeping the direction of n as fixed um, as we move through this viewing position. So that can also be done. So it is like creating an animation effect. So you can simulate an animation effect by moving this camera through this scene, or uh, by by moving this camera to follow an object, moving this camera to follow an object that is moving in the scene. So like this, you're keeping the value of n as fixed as you move through the points. Or another thing can be like, there is an object, this is an object which is under study. So for this object, you're getting the view from different sides. So this is when you're looking from this direction. See, this is the object you're capturing. So this one handle is there. No, this handle is in the form of a rectangle, and this cup is also looking like a rectangle. So this is from the side direction. This is from one direction. See, when the vector n is in this direction, see, you're able to see only like this. So this is the handle. This is the handle from that view, and this is the cup. And when you're seeing from the front side, when you're seeing from the front side, this is the image you are getting, and this is from the other side, this is from the other side. So see how we are generating the viewing effect. So what this is doing means you're getting the different view of the object. An example can be like the house example. So you're taking the image, you're generating the view of this cup, you're generating the view of this cup from three direction. In our example, in this image, we are generating the view of this cup from when we are checking, when we are looking that object from the right side, from the right side. So what is the viewing image we are going to obtain? And when you're looking from the left hand side, so what is the image you are going to get? And also when you're looking from the front side, when you're looking from the front side, so this is from the right side you're checking, this is from the right side, this is from the left side, and this is from the front view. So you're, what you're doing means you're trying to capture, you're trying to capture the different views of an object. You are trying to capture the different views of an object. Like these two can be the side views, and this can be front view. So this can be front view. As your move, as we could move the viewing point, as we can move the viewing point around the object, so like this so this is also one methodology. So what we are doing means um, we are displaying the different views of it. See here, what we are doing means we are displaying the different views of an object as we are moving the viewpoint around that object. So around that object, different sides of that image or different view of that object. So this is one methodology. Or also you can use the geometric transformations. You can use the geometric transformations to get the different view of this object. So different view of this object means geometric transformation means you can rotate. So you can keep the viewing parameters as constant. See, yeah, the viewing parameter is getting changed, no? So the another method is you can you can keep the viewing parameter. This you assume that as viewing parameter. You can keep this viewing parameter as constant, and you can just draw the example of this cup only. You can you can apply geometric transformation on this object. That is like moving the object into the viewing frame, then rotating this object to get the different view, side view, front view, like that. So instead of making changes to the viewing parameter, you will keep the viewing parameter constant. You will keep. So here we were making the changes. Here we are making the changes to viewing parameters. So in the next methodology, we are keeping the viewing parameters as constant. We are keeping the viewing parameters as it is. We are not making any changes to the viewing parameters, but we will apply geometric transformation. On the object. So we will apply geometric transformation on the object or the group of objects or several objects to get different views of that object, like that. So see, example can be like, see in the previous example, the if you're taking, so there is a person who is standing here. So if someone wants to capture the photo of this person, so the camera was being moved up, so this was from the front side, left side, and sorry, this is on the right side, the left side of the person. This is on the right hand side of the person. So this is what the one we studied. But here what we are doing is, here the camera will be fixed at the position. The person will be moving. So the person will come into the picture of this camera. So this will be the front view. If here the person is being rotated. So the translation in the sense the person is standing here. So previously the camera was getting moved up. So we'll call the person to come here. So it is nothing but the translation. So the person is standing here. So if you want, this is the front side photograph. So the same person, if you want to capture the sideways, so just ask him to turn. That's also, this will be the side face view like this. So like this. So here the camera is not moving, meaning the viewing parameters will be kept constant. The viewing parameters will be kept constant. So by keeping that viewing parameter as constant, what you are trying to do is you are trying to generate the different sides of the object, or different view of the object. So um, this is the next methodology. So different view of the object is obtained by making use of geometric transformation, and you're not making any changes to the viewing parameter. So this is the second thing. So it can apply. So this can be applied either to a single object or group of objects. So that is the another way of generating this 3D dimensional viewing effect. So the next thing is how we generate all those things. Uh, we have some steps for performing those geometric transformations to get the view of this object, like side view, all these things. So we'll study about this geometric transformations that we are doing. So we'll keep the viewing coordinates as, or the viewing parameter as constant. So we'll have two matrix here. So one is a translation matrix, where you are bringing an object from that location to the viewing reference frame, where you're able to capture the object. Then you'll perform the rotation. Then you'll perform the rotation of that operation. Will perform the rotation to know the different views of the object. So here we have two things. We have two matrices. One is the translation matrix, and the other one is a rotational matrix. And we have some values for this. So the product of this matrices can be used to get the transformation that is needed to bring an object from the world coordinate reference frame to the viewing coordinate reference frame. So this we will just look into that in the next class. Any doubts? Any doubts regarding today's topic? So we have studied the UVN viewing coordinate reference frame, and how we can generate the three-dimensional viewing effects. Any doubts? Any doubts? Fine. So I'll just stop the class now. Okay. So why the strength is so low today?